to disappear into the mushroom grower's gloom of an unmade bed. The city is stale, disgorging sky behind me, or to step into the forest, a reticent light filtered through cypress and pine. For the longest time my compass caressed into spin, precautions and disguises to mitigate against myself. There has always been a forest. Its canopies and tangles, pairs of jacks and plugs, complete the circuit, connect the call. There has always been a pressure, building like a dial tone in different dissolve of heat or stars. I could walk, I walk. The wind has its own scripture, vague persuasions, exasperated, soughing sounds like any prowling friend, mouth rippled into aimless kinship. Try to think positive, take up yoga and protein shakes, take up thy bed. Lips chapped to bald cheek on mantras of self-care. I cringe from such mindfulness, like a dog cringes from fireworks. The forest buttons its mufti against the wind, against the friends, those pouncers out of doorways, their grease-proof pieties, ponderous professions over flakes of golden pastry. They are not the worst. There are rip-off merchants, remissions bitches, silly boys who faked you for the sake of it, would slake their morbid notions in you. There are doctors. The forest does not care. The forest is a keyhole, the forest is a clenched jaw, is anything tight against the world. The forest has hollow bones, ice caves hostile to hibernation. It does not soil itself with tigers, is a cold kiln casting animals in glass, and me among. Speaks with a salt asperity, breath of the true sea, and all of its trees read 0, a fever below. I like a still cold stinging me. Suffused in size, my frigid insteps tend to glass, my skin a shining turquoise ball. Snow, glowing like luminol, a towering ash, tall keratin tusk, hoarfrost, softly vascular skin, velvets ripped excelsior. To step into the forest is to change, to be a shed antler lain upon needles, to glow. There was always a forest. I would walk toward but never reach, postponed among power lines, recompense and pethody, not wanting to hurt, and the lilting consideration of lovers, and the orthodox solemnity of a white bird passing a witsome seagull sprung eternal. There was always hope until there wasn't. The forest isn't full of ghosts, but maybe one or two whose unleavened eyelids droop, who stir turnips into the frozen earth, expecting them to grow, and I don't mind that. There to abide in the shipwreck of my life's esteem, soprano in a violent choir and for all time. No more of rations reign, no more carbolic blocks of thought tepidly soaping the brain. The city lacquers its enchantments, the mad in their niches, perpetual staggering transit, the grudging grunt work of consent. In the city the guillotines are preening. I want that vertical march to the light, to be free, to disappear from stigma and sophistry, sad paranoia, from the one-up men, their arsenal of idle hands, and most from desire, drilling into a tooth, the swivelling impulse, spectacle and frenzy, in time-lapse and aggro sleep, in a maze of my own waking, null and veering, doing the crazy again, the tricksy graphics of a feedback form, reproof, reproach, a desperate undersigning. I want the forest, maligned in silent sleep. I want to sleep. See me jink and flicker from the path. My truest form is weightless, the straying of a single leaf.